Whether you are aiming for a high score on the BJT exam or navigating your first week at a Japanese corporation, you have to master email vocabulary. It is a dual-purpose skill that dictates your daily survival in the office and your reading comprehension score on the test. Japanese business emails operate differently than informal messages. They are rigid, predictable formulas. Every correspondence requires specific vocabulary categories placed in an exact order to be considered professional. Once you map out these structural formulas, you stop guessing. You start treating workplace communication and exam reading sections as simple exercises in pattern recognition. This diagram maps the first 3 categories of our 30 essential vocabulary words. First, basic actions, like kenmei for subject line. Second, content, like shirio for document. And third, common expressions. That third column contains keigo, or polite language. Instead of translating a phrase like osewa ni natte orimasu, word for word, you need to treat it as a single, solid greeting block. It simply means, thank you for your continued support, and it sits at the top of nearly every professional email. The remaining 3 functional blocks cover the actual business being done: scheduling, requests, and closing expressions. Within scheduling, precision matters. Yote refers to a general plan or schedule, but if a meeting time is moving, you must look for the actionable terms: chose for an adjustment or henko for a change. Memorizing these 30 isolated components is only the first step. To use them, you have to place them into the rigid blueprint of a standard Japanese business email. This wireframe shows exactly where those functional blocks live. The subject line sits at the top, followed by the greeting block. The core content and requests form the body, and the closing block seals the message. Here is a real-world example applying those terms. Notice the 3 highlighted words: tenpu, meaning attachment, nite, meaning schedule, and kakunin, meaning confirmation or check. Take a moment. Based strictly on those 3 words, what is the core purpose of this email and what action is required? Here's the translation. The sender has changed the meeting schedule, and they are requesting that you check the attached document. You do not need to read every polite syllable to understand the message. Identifying just 3 specific vocabulary words within the wireframe gives you the entire context of the email. This extraction method is exactly how you tackle the BJT exam. Examiners rarely test your ability to provide a direct, word-for-word translation of a passage. They test your ability to extract actionable data under time pressure. Scan the text for 3 specific targets: the email's core purpose, requested action, and schedule changes. For example, distinguishing an urgent reply, shikyu henshin, from an attachment request, tempu shirio. Spotting the right noun points you directly to the correct multiple-choice option. Because the structure is strictly enforced, the fastest method to locate the correct exam answer is to jump past the greeting and scan the request and closing sections of the email. Here is a consolidated reference guide of all 30 essential vocabulary words, mapped to their 6 structural groups. Take a screenshot of this grid. Use it to practice identifying these structural components in real workplace emails before moving on to writing practice. Internalizing this vocabulary builds the pattern recognition needed to process Japanese business emails with total precision.